Good evening and welcome to the Township of East Brunswick Township Council Reorganization Meeting. Today is Monday, January 6, 2025. Please rise to salute the flag and remain standing for a moment of silence for the passing of our 96th president, Jimmy Carter, and for all the lives that were taken on January 1st due to the attack in New Orleans. I pledge the allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may now be seated. I would like to call to the podium Father Hannah from St. Mary's Coptic Church for tonight's invocation. Father Hannah.
First, before I start, I wish you all a happy new year. God bless you all. And I think, and one thing I always pray for all of you, really, God give you a good health and strength and power. Especially probably the one thing we take it for granted, our health. This year, our community actually experienced some difficult time. Was one of our members, actually, he's a good friend of our beloved mayor, that didn't actually having dinner out with his wife. Just had a massive heart attack and died on the spot. I pray, number one, may the Lord God give you all health, good health, and be with you, support you. I will ask you to stand up for prayer. Our Heavenly Father, we thank you for granting us another year. We thank you for our health and our security. We pray, our dear God, that you fill this year with peace, joy, happiness, and unity around the whole world. We pray for our mayor and our leader into tonight's meeting and in this our beloved city of East Brunswick. We ask you, our God, to grant our mayor and our leaders patience, unity, good health, to continue to leading our city with peace and unity. We pray that you will give them wisdom and to make the right decision, and also to grant them a spirit of understanding. Protect them, O Lord. Support them, O Lord. We pray this in your name. Amen. Amen. Thank you.
I will now proceed with the roll call and the statement of adequate notice. Councilmember Hall. Here. Councilman McAvoy.
Here.
Councilman Wendell. Absent. Councilwoman Winston.
Here.
Councilwoman Zambicki. Here. Also present, Mayor Brad Cohen.
Here.
Administrator Joseph Criscuolo.
Here.
And Township Attorney Anthony Iacoca.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting has been provided as required under Chapter 231, Public Law, 1975, by specifying the time, date, location, and to the extent known, the agenda, by posting a copy on the bulletin board located in the main lobby of the East Brunswick Municipal Building, providing a copy to the Home News Tribune and the Asbury Park Press newspapers, posting a copy on the Township's website, and by filing a copy in the office of the Township Clerk, which will be entered into the minutes. We're now going to proceed with the administration of oath. I call forward Nancy Pinkin, the Middlesex County Clerk, who will be administering the oath of our elected mayor, Mayor Brad Cohen. Mayor Cohen, if you could kindly meet Mrs. Pinkin. And if there are any members in the audience that would like to come forward and join our mayor, please do so at this time.
Fred, why don't you come in a little bit? Can we reverse you? Yes. Okay, this way, just stand up here a little bit so the mic will pick you up. Okay, all right. All right, if you can, do you want to say swear or affirm?
It doesn't matter.
Okay, all right. I
I,
Brad J. Cohen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I support the Constitution
that I support the Constitution
of the United States
of the United States
and the Constitution
and the Constitution
of the State of New Jersey,
of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
and that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly
and justly
perform all the duties
perform all the duties
as mayor
as mayor
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Brad, I'm just going to have you sign the oath. Oh, you already signed. All right. That was presumptive. And then I just have a certificate for you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Mayor Cohen.
Thank you.
I now invite Assemblyman Sterling Stanley to come forward. Assemblyman Stanley will be administering the oath of Dana Zimbicki. Councilwoman Zimbicki, please meet Mr. Stanley. And if there are any members in the audience wishing to join Councilwoman Zimbicki, please do so at this time.
Ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I
I, Dana Zimbicki,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the
That I will
Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments
and to the governments
established in the United States
established in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will
and that I will
faithfully,
faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as councilwoman
as councilwoman
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations. Dana, you just got to sign this. Here.
My lefty, got to turn it a
I'm a
little.
lefty too.
Okay.
One second. And this is your oath.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The next person to be sworn in is Councilman Dinesh Buhal. If there are any members in the audience, please join Mr. Buhal at this time.
Because it's a minute, if I can stand on the right, because I want to keep my right hand on the thing, so if you can decide.
All right, here, you guys come to the side.
Yes, please.
No problem.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Ready? Okay. I
I, Dinesh Bahal,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
and the Constitution of the State of New Jersey,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the same
to the same
and to the governments established
and to the governments established
in the United States
in the United States
and in this state
and in this state
under the authority of the people,
under the authority of the people,
and that I will faithfully,
that I will faithfully,
impartially,
impartially,
and justly perform
and justly perform
all the duties
all the duties
as councilman
as councilman
according to the best of my ability,
according to the best of my ability,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Just sign there. Thank you. And this is your oath. Thank you.
I would like to congratulate once again our elected official, Mayor Brad Cohen, Councilwoman Dana Zimbicki, and Councilman Dinesh Bahal. Another round of applause, please. Well, I'm sure all of our elected officials have a few words. If you don't mind, Mayor Cohen, would you give us a few words?
Well, first, thanks everybody for coming out tonight in this first episode of Arctic Weather for the season. First, want to, I think the only person in the room who probably is going to remember this is Sterling. 4 years ago when we got the ceremony for swearing in, we had to do that on Zoom because it was in the middle of COVID and clearly nobody was having public meetings. So I think about that it's only 4 years ago and how far we've come. I also want to thank Father Mark Hanna for coming out this evening. I know it's the evening of their highest holiday, and I appreciate your taking the time to come out here and do the invocation. That's very nice of you. He is also, by the way, the longest and most senior head of a house of worship here in East Brunswick, so please give him a round of applause. Need to thank everybody that was involved in getting us to where we are. We never get to a place like this by ourselves. It's teams, it's groups of people that are here to support those of us that are leading, because we do this on the backs of people who really support us because they believe in what we're trying to accomplish. Obviously, first and foremost, I have to thank my family, my wife, my kids, who have to put up on a regular basis knowing that on a regular evening I'm probably not going to be home. So don't count on it. That's a lot to have to give up and to pick up the slack that I'm not there for. So I really do want to publicly thank them all. Want to thank Dana and Dinesh for working together with me on this last election. It was a lot of work and it takes a team, and they were there for the countless hours that it took to do this. So congratulations to both of you on your well-deserved victories. I'd like to thank the East Brunswick Democratic Organization and all of the committee people that are part of making this successful, along with the trustees, Chairman Lonsky, who's here today and will be speaking to you, Middlesex County Democratic Organization that has supported us through and through. None of this happens by accidents. Volunteers, people who've contributed, our township staff, who are just the superstars at the end of all of this. They have to put up with every 4-year elections, and at the end of the day, worrying that their jobs may be dependent upon who's elected for the next cycle. But they do their job because they know that at the end of the day, the ultimate consumer are the residents and the people that live here in the township, and that's their number one priority, and that's what we want it to be. So I thank them for doing that and for being here. And at the end of the day, at the end of all of this, we got to thank our residents who put us where we are. It really doesn't matter to me if you voted for me or if you didn't vote for me or if you didn't even vote at all. If you call up the office and you need our help, we don't ask you who you voted for. We just do the job of representing the residents here, and we hope at the end of the day that we make more good decisions than bad decisions. Nobody is perfect, but we all do our best. In the last 2 terms, we've had a number of accomplishments that I think most of you are able to see. They're palpable at this point. A redevelopment has truly set the township in a 21st century direction. And that could mean everything from what you see at Legacy to the buildings being built at Vermella to the new FedEx building that's on Edgeboro Road, which has all resulted in a record number of new businesses coming into the township. It's a a birth and regrowth of our Chamber of Commerce, the upgrades that have been going on at Midstate Mall. All of this is happening for a reason, because there's a buzz about what the future of that corridor and what the future of this township holds, and people want to be part of that. Our municipal taxes, over 8 years, not 1 year has the increase been more than 1%. It's always been under 1%. So we're still able to accomplish and to provide all the services and all the things that the people in township want, and yet do it affordably. We had a major change in our recycling and our garbage contract this year. The way in which we do that service has changed dramatically, but for the better. We've had a record number of road repairs, 180 miles of roads in this township. We've handled a good number of them, along with adding bike lanes and bike paths at the same time to make the town a lot more walkable, usable, rideable. We've got a record number of grants that came into the township over the last 8 years. We've now topped $27 million in grants that's come to the township, all for things that if we didn't get that money in grants, it would have to come out of property taxes. So it's saving enormous amounts of money. Our Parks and Recreation Department, we have new parks that we didn't exist 8 years ago. We have park upgrades, we have new equipment, new programs, new events. All of them are exciting and responding to the needs of the people that live here. Our Public Safety Department, rated the top public safety department in Middlesex County 8 years in a row now. We've increased the number of police, and we've increased the amount of technology that the police are using in order to provide the public safety that we all depend upon. We've filled all of our boards and commissions with a swath of people from all across the township, representing every ethnic group, every religion. It's truly a group that's a microcosm of the township itself. And in the middle of all of it, we've had to deal with a worldwide pandemic that shut most places down for a couple of years. And yet we're still able to make all those accomplishments. And I think what we see today, it's really palpable, is a major change in the culture and the mood of the community. It is positive, forward-thinking, optimistic, engaged. People value living here in the township. There's an overwhelming feeling that our direction is in the right way. Our community's stronger. They're excited. And I think that's absolutely palpable if you talk to most people that live here in town. But we're now in 2025, and we need to look forward. We're going to have the opening of Vermella, which will be within the next year, finishing of the Legacy project, which is on Tice's Lane, probably also within the next year, the ice rinks, the cricket fields, the inclusive parks at Lenape. All of these things are going to happen within the next year. We need to look seriously at how we're going to be redeveloping Edgeboro Road. Can't spend $3,000 a month on an apartment that sits right on Route 18 and have it look over the project the way it looks right now on the opposite side. We need to work on that. We will do that together as a township. The Brunswick Square Mall, it is a beacon of the 1970s. It doesn't work any longer. We all know that. We need to work as a township to figure out how that's going to work in a 21st century. I do not believe that retail is gone. I just think that we need to rework it in a way that works in 2025 in our 21st century. And we will do that together. We've got new businesses that are scheduled to come into town in 2025, both on Route 18, on Cranberry Road, and throughout the township. They're all exciting. Road work will continue. I can hear the sigh right now about all the whining and complaining about Route 18. But when I took office, I can assure you that everybody was whining and complaining how all the money went to New Brunswick and it all went to Old Bridge, which didn't even need the Route 18 work done, to be honest with you. And nothing was being done here. And now we got them here doing the work, and all I hear about is the complaints about how there's traffic on Route 18. We'll all deal with it. I'm sure every one of you know your way around Route 18 without having to use the highway. We'll all deal with it, but at the end of the day, it's going to be a lot better, a lot more usable, and a lot more friendly to the businesses that want to come here, which actually do look at car counts to determine whether or not they think it's valuable enough to even move here. So we do want the volume, we just want people to move through the highway more effectively. We will continue on the road work. We will continue on the bike lanes. We will continue on getting support from our county and state and getting all of that work done. But we also have challenges, and let's make sure that we know what they are so that, again, we know what we're facing and we could work on them together to solve these problems. We have a new affordable housing obligation that's being put upon us as of 2025 for the next 10 years. The initial number was the same 314 that we got 10 years ago. We're working on trying to get that reduced. Some of the places they thought we could build are not practical. So I think the number will come down, but we will have to deal with it. We will do that together. We are being forced by the state and by our county to do a reevaluation of home values. Okay, hasn't happened in 30 years. We're going to have to work on this together and figure out our way through it. We will do it. We will do it together. We have parking decks that unfortunately are not making the type of money that they did years ago because people aren't going to the city as much, or if they do, they have hybrid schedules where they don't need to go every day, so the volume has dropped, and we can't make up with that with money coming from the state or for the federal government, which used to help us out in order to make up the gap. We're going to have to figure out where parking lots fit in the next this next 10 years and figure that problem out. And then finally, we've got issues going on with the Board of Education as they start to determine what their needs are in terms of buildings and facilities. We will need to work as a township along with the Board of Education to solve this problem so that everybody at the end of the day ends up in a place that works for the people that live here. I don't know what that solution is right now, but I could promise you that from this end of the highway, we will do everything possible to work with the schools to make sure that at the end of the day, whatever we do, whatever we decide as a township, and we end up doing what's best for the people that live here and for the people that will continue to move here, because education is still the #1 reason that people move to East Brunswick, and I don't think that any of us would like that to ever change. So, in the words of Albert Einstein, in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. So I wish all of you a happy and healthy 2025, when we all enjoy a year filled with good health, happiness, and prosperity. Thank you.
I invite Councilwoman Dana Zembicki to the podium to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for coming out on this cold, snowy night. When you follow the mayor, you learn to edit while you sit up there very quick, right? And as a teacher for so many years, the one thing that we always hated was when there was things that would be repeated. So I'm going to do my best to make sure I'm not repeating and just focusing on some of the other points that you left for me. Thank you. So, right, standing here tonight, first of all, feels a little bit familiar and profoundly special. When I was first sworn into office in February of 2020 to fill the seat of Michael Spadafino, our councilman, I had no idea how deeply this role would shape me. Since then, I've been honored to be appointed then and elected twice. And each time, the trust you place in me means more than words can express. Brad and Dinesh, it was a privilege running with you. You really get to know a person intimately and deeply when you are in a situation of running a campaign. It is really, really difficult. And with that, I think I don't know, I'm curious about the history of this, but I have run with every single council person on the dais. And I have really I feel very special about each and every one of them, and very honored and privileged to be working with them. So first of all, I just want you to know I take this very seriously, this responsibility in this position for our township. I promise to always do my best. And I can't thank enough my husband and my son Dylan and Hunter, who can't be here tonight, for being my anchors, my cheerleaders, and same Brad, right, not being home at night. Both of them have become excellent cooks, which is a great thing, right? So I really appreciate everything that you do, and I also would like to thank Elect Women NJ for their support in this campaign. It's wonderful to be a part of a strong group of women running for office in this state. And also the Middlesex County Democratic Organization and the East Brunswick Democratic Organization, always, always supportive and anchors. And I really appreciate for your unwavering guidance and mentorship. So as I reflect on this journey, I'm reminded of the extraordinary spirit that defines East Brunswick. Our strength truly does lie in our diversity. It's our greatest achievement. Together, we build a community that all of us are proud to live in. And no matter, as the mayor said, no matter what political party you're in, I don't really think this is really a political position. It's a position about the heart of East Brunswick and doing what's best for our community. And I will disagree with one thing you said, Mayor. I do mind if you don't vote very much as a history teacher. I need you to vote. However you vote, but you have to vote. That's what this beautiful nation is all about. I just want to focus on a couple other pieces. The arts in our community are flourishing, whether it's the visual arts, the performing arts with our East Brunswick Symphony Orchestra. It's another great piece that just makes East Brunswick feel a little bit special, a little bit more special, right? Our seniors, our senior center, there is nothing more exciting than going on Facebook and watching the dance parties that the seniors are having and the different activities. We're just such a diverse community of people, right? It's not just about the children in the schools, it's about our seniors that we respect and admire equally as much. I want to thank the mayor for your steadfast leadership, my fellow council members for their collaboration and being visionaries, Assemblyman Stanley for your mentorship and guidance over the years, and to the countless volunteers, so many of you are sitting here right now, volunteers in our community, they make our community what we are. Without you, it wouldn't be this strong, wonderful community. And in closing, thank you for your trust and your confidence. I'm excited for what lies ahead. I really do think that, I recently had a conversation with a friend who was not originally from East Brunswick like I, and said there was no place I'd rather live right now. This community is amazing. There's so much more to be offered, and the vision is so bright. And I'm excited to be a part of it, and thank you very much for your trust in allowing me to do so. Thank you.
I now invite Councilman Dinesh Bahal to the podium to say a few words.
Good evening, everyone. Speaking after the mayor and Dana, they covered most part of it, so I had to make more edits. Thank you, Assemblyman Stanley and Middlesex County Clerk Nancy Pinkin for helping us take oath today. Good evening, everyone. I'm truly honored and humbled to take the oath of office for my second term, representing all the wonderful residents of this great township. Throughout my services, I've always prioritized the well-being of East Brunswick residents in my decisions. My colleagues and I share the same passion and commitment to our township, and we will continue to make progress with the singular goal of enhancing the quality of life for our residents. At this time, I would like to take the opportunity to thank everybody who helped us during our campaign, starting with the residents of East Brunswick for their trust and support, all the volunteers, family and friends, East Brunswick Democratic Organization, Chairman Lonsky for their invaluable help and guidance. Special thanks to my wife Hansa and my son Urman for their unwavering support and encouragement throughout this journey. And last, together, let's keep moving East Brunswick forward. Thank you all for joining us tonight.
I invite David Lonsky to come forward from the audience, please.
Put my back to everyone. So let me just first start by saying to our council, mayor, madams clerk, our esteemed business administrator and township attorney, to all the elected officials that came out this evening, father, rabbi, friends, neighbors, Happy New Year. I have a few comments to make, and also to the people at home, Happy New Year. And so I'm just going to jump right into it. You know, this is a time of the year where we reflect on the past and look forward to the future with optimism and high spirits. I could not be prouder of all of our elected officials, all of the community volunteers, and everyone who, by working together, make this the greatest township in all of New Jersey. On behalf of the East Brunswick Democratic Organization, I have been given the honor of speaking for just a couple of minutes to you this evening, and to congratulate the newly sworn-in elected officials. To the elected officials that have been sworn in this evening, you've each demonstrated that through hard work, listening to the public, balancing the pros and cons of various initiatives and suggestions, that a consensus resolution makes our community the great place that it is. I have seen firsthand the countless hours of deliberation, research, investigation, and fact-finding that goes into the respective decision-making process of each and every one of you. I commend each of you for your dedication and service to our community. I'm very proud to have worked alongside you during this past election and over the many years of our friendship. We are a very grateful community that you have decided to give your talents to the Township of East Brunswick. Dinesh, you're a small business owner. I've watched you run your business and I've witnessed how your experiences as a small business owner have brought another level of care and consideration to the decision-making process in your role as a councilman. I've also witnessed the sacrifice of your family in allowing you the time necessary to dedicate to your elected duties and to stop by my office for some meetings. I wish you continued success in this upcoming term of office. Dana and Vicky, you have a lifelong dedication to the betterment of our community. And while, as you indicated, you may not have been born here, you spent a lifetime here, so thank you for that. Working with the EBEA, the VFW, the Beer Dun, the EBEF, and countless other organizations, we can always count on you. You are a true leader and a highly respected educator in our township. I've seen the care and consideration that you put into your role as a council person, and your family is second to none. They are always there to support your endeavors, including that of council person. Thank you for everything that you've done, and I'm sure that you will continue to do for our community. I wish you continued success. Mayor Cohen, I cannot adequately express my deepest respect and appreciation for your commitment to our township over the past 8 years as mayor and before that. I know that you will have the same energy, dedication, and commitment to East Brunswick over the next 4 years as you have in the past. You work tirelessly for improvements to our township. You have toiled over major decisions, and whether the final answer is a yes or a no, we all know that your decisions are based on what you truly believe is the best for our township. Your family is also rich in dedication and commitment to making East Brunswick a better place, and I thank each of them while you're sitting here for that role. On behalf of a very grateful community, wish you success and great accomplishments during your next 4 years as mayor. As I mentioned to each of the three of you, the East Brunswick Democratic Organization will be making a donation in your name to a charity of your choice. So having spoken to you, I'll now read off who these recipients will be. On behalf of Dinesh, A donation will be made toward the installation of a shade structure to be built adjacent to the Daisy Rec building at Bicentennial Park. And that was at the suggestion of our great Recreation Department Chair. And Dana Zambicki, a donation will be made to the sponsoring a vet program at our local VFW. And that's a program in which the bills of a vet that's having difficulty meeting their financial obligations, there's a fund that's in place for them. So I think it's very worthy and a great idea. And Mayor, donation's going to be made to the Mayor Cohen Charity Fund. For those that are unfamiliar with that, it's a charity fund in town that helps support local residents and organizations, again, that are in need and provides them with local assistance. It's been a great program that has survived over the years, and we're very proud to make that donation, and we thank you for your efforts in making that charity a great success. So I know you're all not here to listen to me. So with that, again, just want to wish everyone a Happy New Year. Thank everyone for coming out, and best of luck to the entire council and to all of the administrative staff that's here. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Lonsky, thank you once again. The first resolution on the agenda is Resolution 2501, which is a resolution to appoint the council president for 2025. I now open the floor to the council to nominate a president for the year 2025.
I would like to make a nomination.
Thank you, Councilwoman Zambicki. Is there a second?
Second.
Are there any
We have-
additional?
I didn't nominate anyone yet. But I'm going to. May I say a few words?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. So, dear fellow council members, it's my honor and privilege to nominate Kevin McAvoy for the position of president for town council. Kevin is not only a dedicated public servant, but he's a friend and a neighbor whose passion for our town is evident in everything he does. Over the years, I've had the pleasure of working alongside and learning from Kevin. I've witnessed his unwavering commitment to our community, whether he's engaging in conversations with our community residents, tackling tough issues on council, or simply lending an ear to someone in need. Kevin does lead with heart and integrity. And I thought this was just listening to some of the current event things that are going on right now with the passing of our 39th president. Rosalind Carter wisely said, "A leader takes people where they want to go, but a great leader takes people where they don't necessarily want to go, but ought to be." And I think this exemplifies Kevin. He has the remarkable ability to envision the future and tackle challenges, and he certainly has the experience. And his record speaks for itself, from championing initiatives that have improved our infrastructure to advocating for programs to support families and small businesses. He's constantly worked to make our town a better place. He approaches every challenge with thoughtfulness, humility, and steadfast determination to do what's right. I believe right now, Kevin McAvoy is the leader that our town council needs at this moment. His experience, dedication, and personal connection to our community make him uniquely qualified to guide us forward. I am confident that under his leadership, we will continue to move forward in challenging and prosperous times. So thank you for considering Kevin McAvoy for this important role, and I wholeheartedly support this nomination and urge my council members to do the same.
Motion to approve?
No,
Are there any other nominations? No? A second?
It is my honor to second the nomination for Councilman McAvoy to be our council president for another year.
All right, I will now proceed with the roll call. Councilman Bahal?
Yes?
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilman McAvoy?
Yes.
And Councilwoman Zambicki?
Yes.
Congratulations, Council President McAvoy. This is your third consecutive year as Council President for the Township of East Brunswick.
Thank you for that firm applause. Appreciate that. I recognize that as you accepting Kevin McAvoy as the council president. Let's move on to council vice president, and it is a resolution 2502, correct by saying that? Are there any nominations for council vice president? Councilwoman Winston.
Thank you, Council President. I would like to nominate Dr. Dana Zimbicki.
And do we have any seconds?
I will second the nomination.
Okay.
I'd like a few words. Thank you.
Floor is yours.
Good evening. It is with great pride and admiration that I stand before you to nominate Dr. Dana Zimbicki for the position of Council Vice President. Dr. Zimbicki is a name synonymous with service, dedication, and unwavering commitment to the betterment of our community. For decades, Dr. Zimbicki has served as a beacon of inspiration, not only as an exceptional educator, but as a tireless volunteer and advocate for positive change. Her work with various organizations, most notably the immensely successful EBEA Bear Den, has left an indelible mark on countless lives. Through her efforts, the Bear Den has become a cornerstone of support and unity, embodying Dr. Zimbicki's core values of empathy, collaboration, and service. Her leadership style is one that uplifts others. Dr. Zimbicki doesn't just help people, she empowers them. She seeks out collaboration, recognizing that the strength of a community lies in its collective effort. Her passion for bringing people together, her ability to listen with intent, and her drive to find solutions that benefit all make her the ideal candidate for this role. Dr. Zimbicki's dedication is not just professional, it's deeply personal. She has devoted herself to fostering a community where everyone feels seen, heard, and valued. Her vision for a more inclusive, united future inspires us all, and her actions speak louder than words. As a second-term vice president, I am confident that Dr. Dana Zimbicki will continue to lead with the same integrity, passion, and commitment that she has demonstrated throughout her remarkable career. It is an honor to nominate someone so deserving, and I look forward to seeing the positive impact she will undoubtedly continue to make this coming year.
Are there any other nominations for council vice president? Close the nominating process. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Hall?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. At this time, Councilwoman Zambicki, would you entertain some thoughts you might have regarding council vice president?
I am overwhelmed. Thank you so much. Dana, thank you for the beautiful nomination and tribute. It just was very touching. I really appreciate it. And like I said before, it's unique because I got to run with everybody on this dais, right? And you really do get to learn a lot about each other. And I can honestly say this is an amazing team that has the greatest values and the greatest integrity, and we will make our residents proud. So thank you, and thank you for your support. Thank you.
As I begin my 51st year of service to the community of East Brunswick, now as your council president, I will be honest, respectful, and fair. Recognizing other perspectives, I will listen, clearly communicate, and be a model of accountability. As difficult choices often lie ahead, I will use knowledge, intuition, and the experience and skills of our civic-minded township administration and the respective department leaders to support and light up our mayor's vision for 2025 and beyond. I am confident that our future together is prosperous, and with humility, thank the council for their trust and support in me as council president for 2025. Thank you. At this time, we will hear from Rabbi Larry Barnspiegel from the East Brunswick Jewish Center for a benediction.
Good evening, everyone. Happy New Year, Mr. Mayor, Mr. Bahal, Dr. Zimbicki, Council President McAvoy, other council officials, and guests. I'm honored and humbled to be here today to offer this benediction to you. The Bible teaches, tzedek, tzedek tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. As we come together for this new year and this new beginning, may we be inspired by the wisdom of the past. May this year be filled with righteous decisions that uphold justice, fairness, and compassion for all members of the community. In the ethics of our ancestors' writing, we can learn as well. It is not your duty to finish the work, but neither are you at liberty to neglect it. So, as new leaders, you are asked to simply guide your flocks with wisdom. May the work be done in harmony for the common good. May your actions reflect the values of kindness, integrity, and respect. And may you serve the people of East Brunswick well for your term to come. And all together we can say, Amen.
There are a few people I would like to identify and say thank you for coming out here this evening. County Sheriff Millie Scott, County Clerk, and please hold your applause till I'm finished. Thank you. County Clerk Nancy Pinkin, Clarabelle Cortez, our county surrogate, Dave Lonsky, the East Brunswick Democratic Organization Chair, Amy Pappy, East Brunswick Democratic Organization Vice Chair, Assemblyman Sterling Stanley, who had to go to another January 6th meeting, as well as with Assemblyman Robert Karabinchak. I'm looking for one of my faves, State Senator Pat Dignan. I think Pat had a scoot as well. Our Chief of Police, Captain Frank Lasaka, our East Brunswick Emergency Management Director, Mr. John Cossack. Wrote down a couple of mayors who may have stopped by for some token hellos. And Piscataway Mayor Brian Waller was here. Thank you, Brian. East Brunswick Board of Education President Heather Gause. East Brunswick Board of Education Member Wilbur Pan. East Brunswick Board of Education Member Lori Herrick. All of our directors and department heads here in East Brunswick. East Brunswick Board and Commission leaders. All of our police department who know that this particular council fully respects our police department, and I see some of our officers staying with us. I'm sure the big part of it is the refreshments that are coming up next. And so we're going to go on a recess, and if you don't mind, out the back door, make a right, make a quick left, all the way down to our big conference room. We'll have some refreshments, and council and mayor will come back and have our formal meeting. At this point, we're in recess. I'll call the chamber back to order. Council, you have before you Resolution 2503 adopting the meeting minutes
Motion
from
to
our
adopt.
12/23/2024 meeting. May I have a motion?
Motion to adopt.
And a second? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki?
Yes.
Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Now, move on to our report section. And Mayor Cohn,
I think I spoke enough
Right.
tonight, Council President. We know-
covered everything, right? Our business administrator, Mr. Crisculo.
Yes, just one item from the council agenda, remove 2556. It's not necessary. A lot of laws have changed, and it enables us to do that without that resolution.
That's number 56.
Right.
And we're going to pull that from the consent. Everybody's got that? Our township attorney, Mr. Iacocca.
There's nothing to report, Council President. Thank
Okay.
you.
You're welcome. Township clerk, Ms. Lawful.
We have a rabies clinic in the township. It's a free rabies clinic for all the residents. It will be held on Wednesday, February 12th, from 3 p.m. to 8 p.m. So if you have any furry animals and you would like to get them revaccinated, bring them over to the Community Arts Center. All right, so, and that's all.
Thank you. Council, any board or committee reports? Okay. Moving on. Moving on to our public portion. Ms. Lawful, please read our public comment statement.
The public comment portion of our meeting is to allow the public to bring to the council's attention their concerns or comments. In accordance with NJSA 10:4-12A and the East Brunswick Rules of Council, the council asks the public to limit their comments to 5 minutes or less. At the conclusion of the statements or questions from a member of the public, the council president, at his discretion, may choose to respond or not respond.
Thank you. Would anyone like to address Council President? Please.
Good evening. Nawal Tufel, for Tall Oaks Drive, East Brunswick. So I'm again here for the same two things that I have been asking this council for last many months, to call for a ceasefire as the right moral thing to do, and also to break the Sisterhood City Agreement with an Israeli city. I don't know if you guys are really reading the news on what's going on, but I just wanted to enlighten this administration that between our last council meeting and this meeting, 8 Palestinian babies, or maybe I should say infants, have been frozen to death in their refugee camps because Israel bombed their homes and then restricted essential supplies as well. So can you imagine 8 infants frozen to death because of Israel? And that sisterhood city that we have is an Israeli city. So that city is equally complicit in this genocide. The horrors of these Israeli crimes literally have no boundaries. The genocide is well documented. It's all out there. All you have to do is just Google. I really want to give you some examples. There are, as a society, as an Israeli society, which that city Yavne is part of, is really, I don't think that there's any moral thing left in that society. They think that killing a Palestinian baby is necessary because they will grow up to become Arab. This is literally the quotes of the people who are living in that society. The root of this whole society is based on stealing lands and kicking out people who are native to that land. People who literally have no DNA to Middle East are living in that land, stealing, not even like living. I'm also an immigrant, but I did not come here and kicked out the people who were living here. So it's not about legal immigration that's happening there. The other thing is that I don't know what else Israel needs to do to bring some conscience into this administration to do the right thing and break the sister city tie. I mean, how hard it is. If during the World War II you have a sister city agreement with Nazis, would you continue to do it? It's worse than them. These Israeli soldiers are worse than them. They have bombed hospitals, schools, displaced people tents, bombed. They have target killed children and women. They have gang raped prisoners, which is, by the way, you can simply Google a Palestinian prisoner detainee gang raped by Israeli soldiers, and you will find all the footage online. So you have so much evidence to see that, okay, it's a shame on East Brunswick to have this agreement. they have literally raped to death a famous Palestinian doctor, Dr. Adnan al-Burj. Again, there are multiple articles on it with evidence that Israeli soldiers have done that. So I don't know what else you need to know. I mean, I can come here in every meeting to tell you more about the war crimes of Israeli society. So Yavne is literally like a black patch on East Brunswick to have this agreement. And I would really like this administration to consider, reconsider, think, and use your moral judgment. Come on, like, as a human, we should not do that. We should break ties with these kind of people. Thank you.
If you wouldn't mind, Mr. Cifelli, we started at 6, and we had a changing of the guard. You heard in the hallway? You're not the first one who. Thank you, Mr. Cifelli. Anyone else wishing to address the Council President? Seeing none, we'll close the public portion. Let's move on to our consent agenda. And does anyone, again, number 56 is removed. Does anyone need anything separated?
Yes, 2561?
Councilman, 61?
61.
Anything else? All right, so then can I get a motion for 2504 through 2560, resuming at 2562 through 2563. We have a motion for that?
Motion to approve?
And a second?
Second.
We'll do a roll call on that, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zimbicki? Yes. And Council President McAvoy?
Yes. Councilman Wendell, you have the floor.
2561 is a resolution authorizing a change order for DMR Architects for the ice rink. It's a $50,000 change order for what was originally a $179,000 contract. It's well over, it's almost 20, it's about 28% of the original contract. And I don't see anything that has gone on out there that would, allow this contract to increase that much when the original contract was only signed in August of '24.
Sorry. The changes order is in order to account for the additional work that's going to be needed for us to put the solar roof on and the solar engineering part that was not part of the original plan. You just approved the change order to the...
I understand the change order for the ice rink.
That was their estimate on the cost that we would incur for the redoing of the plans to account for the solar roof.
The original construction administration contract was $179,000. It was based upon the dollar figure that we were bonding for, which was much more than the money that we have authorized in contracts for terminal construction. So to see, and I also always question when a change order or contract like this has a even dollar amount of $50,000. When you consider, what's the original contract amount for terminal? 30-some-odd million dollars, right? So we were doing that.
The original contract for terminal was $26 million. It just went up to 28 in
Right.
order to for the solar.
And
A
our,
separate contract was for the ice part.
Right.
And so it brought the total to about $31,000 million compared to the 40 million that we were told at the very beginning was
Right.
the estimate
So,
for the whole project. So
that
the
being the
thought was-
case-
So the thought was that The return of investment on doing a solar panel roof now will take our energy costs down significantly.
I
So
am not questioning the
So
solar.
you're questioning is
I'm
just
questioning the $50,000 when we originally had a bond amount of $40 million. The $179,000 in construction administration, the contract was based on the $40 million. So if we're still well under the 40 million, why are we going up 28% in our construction administration, especially if the solar is only a $2 million or $2.6 million contract? That's a lot of money for construction administration for an additional $2.6 million. That should have been included in, the original CA construction administration contract was based on $40 million. We didn't even come close to $40 million. We should be asking them for a reduction from the 179.
And the 2.6 mil, Councilman Wendell, where's that number coming from?
That's the solar. I could be wrong, it could be 2 point whatever, but it's roughly $2 million of an increase in the contract. I am not inclined to vote for this, to approve it, especially since it's just a flat $50,000. So it's not based upon a percentage of the increase in contract. It's just, $50,000. $50,000 to provide construction administration on a $2 million change order? No.
We have a motion to approve. I'll motion. Do we have a second? Okay. Resolution 2561 does not get approved. Got that? Council, we have one ordinance for introduction. Township Clerk, can you please read ordinance 2501. Ordinance 2501.
An ordinance to exceed the municipal budget appropriation limit and to establish a cap bank in accordance with NJSA 40A:4-45.14 for calendar year 2025.
Mr. Cusculo, can you just clarify for him? Oh, is that, Mayor Cohen, you have any?
Which one is this?
This is
Cap bank.
ordinance 2501. for
Oh,
our
this is
first
the
reading.
cap bank that we always do at the
Right.
beginning of the year, which gives us the ability to have leeway within the
Right.
first couple of months until you have an actual budget in place so that the township can function
Right.
and economically. It's a bank cap that we do repeat every single year.
Got
And
it.
so this is no different.
Comment from council?
Motion to adopt.
Second? Roll call, please.
Councilman Bahal?
Yes.
Councilman Wendell?
Yes.
Councilwoman Winston?
Yes.
Councilwoman Zambicki? Yes. And Council President McAvoy?
Yes, for the good of the cause. Quiet, good.
Congratulations, everyone, tonight on the new appointments and the new reorg. I thought tonight was a lovely evening, and I think it speaks to the positivity and good energy we have moving forward.
Yeah, that's a good way of saying it, Councilman Winston. It was a wonderful evening. And thank you for the refreshments that were brought in. Everyone who was here in the meeting really appreciated it. May I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
And signify with aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Good night.